Hello and welcome to the first installment of Flying Off the Bounce. Ian Sachs, Johnny Diaz over there way in the back. We're your two hosts. Johnny, we've got two very special guests with us today making their WICR debuts. Why don't you introduce them for me?
I'll start off. My name is Ron McFadden. I'm a freshman here at Iona. I'm from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, and I attended DeMatha Catholic High School. I want to major in mass communications and hopefully one day be working for ESPN.
Elijah Ware, Westlake High School, Waldorf, Maryland. Me and Ryan kind of have that similarity together, you know. But major in mass communications. Hopefully someday I'll be up there, ESPN somewhere, you know, doing my thing. So.
Well, that is the dream for anyone who wants to go into sports broadcasting.
Yes,
Johnny and I, veterans here on the WICR airwaves, and I had a request from the masses here in the studio to start it off with some NBA action. Who doesn't love a little basketball? A very busy off season. First off, you have to look at, you know what, we'll start it off, defending champion Golden State Warriors. What do you guys see from them so far this offseason? And did they do enough in order to keep up to put together a repeat performance next year? Did they not have to do anything?
Well, the only person they lost during offseason was David Lee. And there was a lot of people being very skeptical about that. Mm-hmm. Like, why David Lee out of all the players? You know, he came into the finals playing pretty good defense off the bench.
And some would argue that he's even more important than Draymond Green. Somewhat, you know?
Yeah, a lot of people are saying Draymond Green's too short. He's not, you know, a power forward. He doesn't play very well. You know, it doesn't make sense to me because I think he played a big role in the finals.
Yeah, he did.
You know, he really did. During the offseason, they got Jason Thompson. I thought that was a great pick. Yeah. How can you not say, you know?
Yeah.
He's a great power forward, great player, great teammate. You know, he brings positive energy to the team. Fortunately, David Lee went to the Boston Celtics. But I feel they do have another opportunity. Steph Curry, MVP, which I still believed that he should have got NBA Finals MVP. Yeah. Why Andre Iguodala? I have no reason why. If you're having LeBron James breaking records for most points per game,
right,
that is not MVP caliber at all. How are you going to say Andre Iguodala is MVP, averaging 7.9 points per game? That just doesn't make any sense to me. And Curry averaging over 25 points per game. I mean, he did his thing, you know. Yeah, they were big in Game 3, you know, Dellavedova playing great defense as soon as Kyrie Irving was out in Game 1. He did a great job. And then after that, was he doing anything to Curry? Steph Curry with the shot, boy. I mean, I'll tell you that. He's been – that pot is steaming. I mean, he did a great job during the finals. I thought at least a co-MVP. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is that okay with the co-MVP? I think so. If you could do it in the All-Star game, why not in the NBA Finals?
Yeah, one thing I would like to add on about Andre Iguodala getting the MVP. You saw the stats with LeBron. It was ridiculous. He was 40 points. He was getting triple-doubles, 40 points, more than 12 rebounds and 10 assists. Andre Iguodala wasn't doing nothing on LeBron. So that whole thing, I think Stephen Curry deserved it. But all season, I think this team still has the capability of repeating a championship. I know they're going to have to deal with the San Antonio Spurs and what they did this offseason. They still got to deal with the Clippers. They've got DeAndre Jordan back, which was a huge issue there. They got added on Paul Pierce, and they're going to be a team to compete. But, yeah, this team, they still got the Splash Bros. You got Draymond Green. This team is really I think they have a chance to repeat. And I think I'm going for them to repeat it.
My personal opinion, I definitely don't see them repeating this year. Because the West just has so much parity, you know? Yeah. It's just, you never know. Shoot, the Pelicans could, the Pelicans of all teams, you know? Definitely. Sacramento's going to be a team to watch this year. You know, like we were talking about, got a lot of head cases over there. Rajon Rondo, George Karl, DeMarcus Cousins, you know? So yeah.
You guys touched on a lot of different teams that I do want to get into. I just want to touch on the Warriors for a second, one reason why I'm actually in favor of Iguodala getting MVP over Curry is that I don't like the fact that the mentality that MVP has to go to the best player. So that's why, Curry, yes, he, is an outstanding scorer, shooter, everything, but he wasn't lights out in the finals. So I think that's one way to justify Iguodala. And then going back to the Warriors repeating, I don't think they are going to repeat. I think they're going to be a very good team. They're going to be one of the top teams in the West in the entire NBA. But when you look at the league this year, and especially the West, because everyone knows the West is so much more competitive, it seemed like it was a perfect storm for them to do what they did, to have such a historic run, because the second best team was the Rockets. The Rockets, yes, James Harden is phenomenal. Dwight Howard can be great at times, but they don't scare me too much.
Yeah. Let's not forget Patrick Beverly. He was gone. He would have definitely put some hot D on Stephen Curry.
Oh, he would have had a great impact.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And
he could have changed that series.
That was another thing. They were favored by injuries in every single playoff series that they were in. So it was just a perfect storm for them. The Spurs took a little step back this year. The Clippers don't have much of the playoff experience. That's why they brought in Paul Pierce.
The Thunder wasn't even in the playoffs,
Right. The Thunder weren't healthy the entire season, so that's why they weren't even in the playoffs. Then they got the Pelicans, first time in there in a decade. So it was just a perfect storm for the Warriors to do what they did, not taking anything away from their accomplishment. It was just a perfect storm for them. But two teams that you guys touched on were the Spurs and the Kings. It seems to me that those two teams are going in opposite directions. The Spurs taking in LaMarcus Aldridge, a huge pickup. Getting David West to sign for the veteran minimum, a very smart move there by, I'd say, both teams. The Kings, meanwhile, adding another head case to the drama that was already surrounding Cousins and Carl.
Oh, goodness.
Give me your takes on on those two teams, and what do you expect from them this upcoming season?
Well, for the Spurs, I think they're gonna be competing with the Warriors as trying to make it to the NBA Finals, and I expect my prediction is going to see those two teams in the Western Conference Finals. As for the Kings, Rajon Rondo and DeMarcus Cousins together, don't get me, those are two good players, but when it comes to their heads, they're gonna be a lot of headbutting, a lot of issues. Chemistry is not gonna be there. Where the Kings is like a team that has the potential to be good and they make some type of step into the right direction compared to what they have done in the past. That issue with the two Rondo and Cousins, that's gonna be something to look at.
Absolutely, I will not disagree with you there. I think that it's going to be more of a soap opera than a basketball team out in Sacramento. What about Johnny and Eli? What are your thoughts on those two teams?
Well, Sacramento. I'm going to start with Sacramento. I think they're going to be better than what people expect. Obviously, they have some head cases, but these are grown men we're talking about. I think in order to win, if everyone learns how to come together for a common goal, then they could put the differences aside and they might make some noise, Yeah. So, and to touch on San Antonio, they made some nice moves, definitely with LaMarcus Aldridge. And I really, really, really like David West. Because, Tim Duncan, he's getting older and stuff. And, he can take some more games off. He usually plays around 55, 60 games. He might be able to play 40, get some rest, come back for the playoffs, healthy as ever. And another team I want to talk about, I really want to talk about the Lakers, but I'll let Johnny go first.
Well, San Antonio Spurs, great pickup to get LaMarcus Aldridge. I really thought he was going to go to the Los Angeles Lakers. There was a lot of hype on social media. But LaMarcus Aldridge playing with Tim Duncan, that really reminds me of in '99 when
David Robinson
was a mentor for Tim Duncan. I mean, Tim Duncan was great. But now it's time for Tim Duncan to be a mentor to LaMarcus
Right.
Aldridge. Show him, all right, let's win some championships now. Let's get that one ring on your finger,
Mhm.
you know, and then the rest is yours once I'm gone.
Right.
I mean, it really carries a factor for LaMarcus Aldridge to play with a team that has great chemistry. And not only that, Manu Ginobili was supposed to retire, and then it's like,
Mhm.
nope, I don't want to anymore.
Mhm.
You know, that's such a
Oh, 'cause
great.
they know.
Yeah, they know that they're gonna get the 6th ring.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make a little joke. Should Tim Duncan be compared to Michael Jordan, or is
Why
Kobe
not?
gonna have to
Yeah.
get some other great players to make, you know, him to get a?
Well, I really
6th?
want to talk about Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe.
But Sacramento Kings, I thought that was a great pickup of getting Rajon Rondo. I mean, he's a great distributor, has great vision. I don't think the last player that I seen that has great vision like that, Steve Nash. You know, they can do something promising the way Steve Nash did with DeMar Stoudemire in Phoenix. I mean, that's only, you know, what a great way to have a great coach like George Karl.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't forget that he coached Ty Lawson. You know, when Carmelo Anthony. You know, Carmelo Anthony was a hothead too. He had a lot to deal with when Allen Iverson was with Denver. You know, so of course he is ready as well. You know, and don't sleep on Sacramento.
Yeah.
Don't forget about also Rudy Gay. Rudy Gay is another great player. He's very, very underrated. You know, a lot of people forget about him. So
And speaking of Ty Lawson, you know, Houston,
yeah,
that was a nice move
Yeah.
for Houston, you know,
Yeah.
because Ty Lawson's a great point guard. He was just in Denver,
yeah,
not too much around him,
Yeah.
you know, but with Houston, I think they could definitely make some noise.
absolutely.
Was it talent-wise, Sacramento is right up there, just about with anybody.
Yeah,
But when you have those three head cases, couldn't come up with a better word for them. It's just not going to work. Cousins and Carl didn't work, and then you throw in Rondo, who basically got excommunicated from Boston. He was the only good player left from the Big Three era that knows how to win a championship. He gets excommunicated from Boston, goes to Dallas. It doesn't work out there at all. You have to wonder about him. You know, maybe it's something with him. Talent-wise, off the charts, distributing, vision, everything. But you do have to consider that. Now, almost out of time here, but sticking in the West, I know it came up a little earlier. LA basketball, you got the two teams out there. Eli wants to talk about the Lakers. We'll get into that, but I'll let him have the floor there, and then we'll get on the Clippers. I want to get your guys' take on the whole DeAndre Jordan thing. But Eli, first, let's talk some Lakers.
I really want to talk about people who really don't believe in the Lakers too much, but I think people are going to see a Kobe Bryant that's healthy as he's been in years. He took the last 2 years to, you know, get his surgeries. He was banged up really bad for the past 5-6 years, you know. And I think he's finally as healthy as he's been. And I think he's hungry because, you know, he has that killer instinct to where he wants to win. He has a passion for winning that you just can't teach, you know. And I think that he wants to get that 6th ring, whether Kevin Durant comes to LA to help him out next year or not, you know. But I really think that Kobe's gonna have a great season.
Can Kobe and the Lakers, if Kobe does stay with the Lakers, can they win another ring with Kobe being as the guy and then they just bulk up his supporting cast? Or does he have to take a step back and say, you know what, I'm getting older, I need someone else, I need a superstar with me in order to carry the load, and then I'll be the number 2?
I think that's what Kobe needs to do. I think the time of Kobe taking over a game and being that guy is gone with the injuries and everything, his age. I think that this year is not going to be. You're going to see an improving Lakers team. That's what you're going to see. They got great pieces with D'Angelo Russell part of the team, but they need a superstar on this for the 2016 year. That's what they need. I feel like Eli was talking about getting Kevin Durant. They got to push for that type of caliber player, and Kobe needs to take the passenger seat. I'm not saying he shouldn't have not do too much, but he shouldn't be the Kobe Bryant we used to know, where he was taking over games. That is gone. So they do need a superstar to help them. If Kobe wants to get that 6th ring, to get there with Michael Jordan with the championships, that's what he needs to do.
Do you guys remember when Michael Jordan took those few years off to play golf and baseball, and he came back, just as good as he ever was? I kind of think that's kind of what Kobe Bryant just did, in a different type of way. He used those injuries that he had to, get his body right. And I think that I really do think he's going to come back rejuvenated. I really do. And I think he's going to have a great year. To everybody, he puts in 8 hours of work a day. Every day. Not everyone knows that, but he's hungry. Very hungry. I think he wants that 6th ring. Whether he gets it or not, it's going to be tough. But, the craziest things have happened, especially with Kobe Bryant. You can never go against Kobe Bryant because he's different.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go.
He's different.
I'm not going against Kobe or nothing. I think he's a great player. He's an excellent player, and like you said, I think he's gonna surprise a lot of people this year. And a lot of people say this might be last year. I don't think this is his last year.
I think he got a good 2 or 3.
It's his mentality his mentality is like he's driven to win that 6th ring. No one can't beat his passion for the game. He's gonna work his butt off until he is guaranteed a 6th ring, but he's going to need help. D'Angelo Russell, he's a great player. He's going to be a great NBA player, but he's too young to be that supporting role or that wing guy. He could, but not right now.
Yeah, especially with Kobe.
Yeah, but if Kobe wants to win, they need to bring a top talent to LA. That's what they have to do.
Very well said, guys. Out of time for this segment. We'll come back. We'll do a little more basketball. There's some news in the Eastern Conference. And then, of course, as I mentioned earlier, I want to get to some DeAndre Jordan. This is the inaugural episode of Flying Off the Bounds. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.